What is the dumbest thing you have done while tired? I tried to unlock the fridge with my car keys. Well, why was your fridge locked? Woke up and put one contact in. Then looked at myself blankly in the mirror for a few minutes and took my contact back out. I then spent about 5 minutes trying to get my non-existent contact out of my other eye before realizing it was still morning. I fell asleep wearing my contact lenses. I woke up the next day, forgot that I didn't take out my lenses, and put 2 fresh lenses over those. Today I got on my bicycle and rode it to the store, took the bus home. When I came home I realized what I had done. I put my PIN number into the microwave number dial. I always do this when gas pumps ask for my zip code. I tried to make a phone call with the microwave while being half awake. I fell asleep with my bedside lamp on and my girlfriend asked me to turn it off so she could sleep. I reached over and crushed the bulb in my fist, raining glass shards on my nightstand and leaving a smoldering exposed element. I never woke up. I put my glasses, phone, and remote into my fridge. Was very confused a few minutes later. I had no idea where the things were. I've tried to open my front door with my car key, remote control key. I stood for probably 1 minute in front of the door trying to get the bastard open. Made an omelette and was going to put salt on it. I had baking soda next to my salt. That tasted horrible. Woke up in the middle of the night, was freaked out because of something, not sure what was going on. Saw my earplugs on the nightstand. Took one and ate it and went back to sleep. I remember chewing it for a long time before swallowing it. Edit, I've gotten some questions about the earplug eating. I'm not sure why I ate it, I didn't find it again, so I'm pretty sure that I swallowed it. But I remember being freaked out for some reason, guessing a weird dream. I guess it passed easily since I don't recall having trouble passing it. I'm not blonde, I'm strawberry blonde. More often than I care to admit I put egg whites instead of cream in my coffee. More often than I care to admit, I am most of the way through my egg white coffee omelette before I notice. I usually finish it. Decided to stay awake another 12 hours because I made it this far. I was extremely thirsty in the middle of the night. When I discovered that there was no water in the fridge, I proceeded to microwave a bowl of ice. It took me a few moments to realize water comes from a sink too. I punched a mirror because it was dark and I thought my reflection was an intruder. An old teacher of mine did something somewhat similar. He handed out tests for us to take and started grading papers. Got really caught up in grading apparently, because he didn't notice a kid in the class come up to his desk to ask a question about the test. The kid comes up behind and right as he starts to speak the teacher jumps, whirls around and punches the kid square in the face. Broke his nose. Then the teacher realized he wasn't being attacked and felt like shit. Funny range of emotions there in those 10 seconds. I preheated the oven to make cereal. I was trying to make an 18-hour trip in one session. So I was downing Red Bulls and candy the whole way. I just wanted to make the drive in as little time as possible. Well, all is going well until about 4-5 minutes from my destination. I started to get extremely tired and foggy. The next thing I knew, I had overshot my destination by about 130 miles. Even to this day I don't know how I didn't cause an accident and hurt myself or others. I vowed to never let myself drive tired again. I doubt my guardian angel will protect me in that way again. Mistook shaving foam with toothpaste, realized it after it started burning, woke me up a little bit. Woke up at 5 a.m., showered, shaved, got dressed, ate breakfast, and drove to work. Realized it was Saturday, my day off. Fell asleep while walking and head-butted someone. Tried to read the calorie intake on the back of my deodorant bottle. I put a rack of ribs on the grill and went straight to bed. Took a shoot in my college dorm bathroom at 4 a.m. Lights were all off, even though they are motion sensitive activated, and mid-shoot the lights go on while I'm in the stall, and I didn't hear any door open. Thus I stand up, mid-shit, causing the toilet to auto-flush, making me think that there was someone right behind me, no idea how this worked. So I proceeded to freak out, and attempt to run out, again, mid-shoot, with my pants/boxers around my ankles, and I ended up falling flat on my face. Yeah, nobody was there. Was driving home from work and drove through this farm kind of place. There was a horse standing in field, and out of frocking nowhere I saluted it. For a few seconds I was thinking, what did I just do, then laughed my ass off. It was a weird day. Yesterday, I was changing the bag of the garbage next to the toilet. I emptied the old bag, got a new one, opened it up and installed it in the toilet. Coffee beans in the dog bowl, dog food in the coffee grinder. One day a few years ago, my alarm went off at 2 a.m. on a Sunday. No real reason, just happened by accident. I woke up, showered, got dressed, drove to work and sat down at my desk. It's usually dark when I get up and drive in, so I didn't think twice. All I said was, wow, traffic is non-existent. Sat down at my desk, and it took me 30 minutes to realize what was going on. Even sent the weekly recap to my boss. Went home, and saw that I had eaten my Cheerios with orange juice in them. Scares me to wonder what really happens during that time during regular work weeks. 2 or so years ago I was in the process of moving to NYC from my hometown, about 2 hours away. I was on a bus to the city every day of the week by 4 a.m. to work at my new job there and then to look for apartments. I'd get home by midnight or 1 a.m. and do it all over again. I was tired, lonely, and I was already homesick for my family and pets. I came home one night after a few weeks of this and saw my cat on the kitchen table. I was so excited he wasn't already asleep in my parents' room. It took me 5 minutes to realize I was petting my mom's purse. I once put my remote control into the fridge. I still have no clue to why my brain decided to do that. After pulling an all-nighter to write a paper, I went to work, which is the cafeteria at my college. I was getting some pans ready to cook some chicken, only to be stopped by my boss, who had a horrified look on his face. Turns out, instead of spraying the pans with no stick grease, I had been spraying them with the stuff you use to polish metal. I had nearly poisoned my entire school. I was standing post guard in 8 during an exercise and had a colonel approach me. I had been up for over 2 days due to anxiety-driven insomnia. And for some reason lost my frocking cuth, because rather than present arms with my rifle as a salute, I just kind of walked away from the COL, leaned it up against a tree. Walked back, went to attention, saluted him, greet him, and then went back for my rifle. There was also a brief dialogue between us that followed. But the words to it are less important than the fact that during the entire talk between us I apparently had my eyes closed. And would respond to any question he had with yes sir, including are you a gay dinosaur, soldier, and you ever eat another human being? Not exactly terrible, but I cringe at the sudden disappearance of my military bearing. I was brushing my teeth in the shower and used toothpaste as shampoo. Not sure if this counts as dumb. In the mid-90s I was working a job that required me to start at 4:30 a.m. and work 10-hour shifts. During the busy time of year, I would often work 20 to 30 days in a row without a day off. So, yeah, some days after work I was beyond exhausted. Not far from my place of work was Al's Diamond Cabaret. If you're from the tri-state area or listen to Howard Stern, you know this place. I got word that Jenna Jameson was going to be headlining at Al's, and, Again, this is Smokin' Hot Mid-90s Jenna Jameson we're talking about. So, one day after work ended I headed on over to check her out. I got there about 30 minutes before her show, so there were a few girls before her. I must have been particularly tired on that day, because I thought to myself, I'll just lean against this wall and close my eyes for a few seconds. I woke up sitting on the floor with a bouncer nudging me in the ribs with his foot, and I'll never forget what he said. "Yo dog, I can't have you sleepin' on the floor while the bitches are doing their thing, their self-esteem is already bad enough." It was at school, and I was handing in a paper but I had to staple it. I picked up the teacher's remote instead of the stapler, and when it didn't staple I got really frustrated and threw it. My teacher laughed at me for a good 10 minutes. He had to leave the room. Not my story but my sister's. She was trying to herd the dog outside, finally managed to get him out, tried to close the sliding door but something was wrong, tried again. This time with more force, realized her head was in the way. Driving. A few weeks ago, there is a window in my bathroom that I like to look out when I'm in there just to see what was going on. I unzipped my pants, pulled down my boxers, and whipped my dick out to prepare for the peeing I was going to do after I looked out the window. I zoned out at the window, forgot I was not over the toilet, and pissed for about 5 seconds on the wall until I realized I'm a frocking idiot and started laughing. While drinking cranberry juice, I pondered why there wasn't such thing as raisin juice.